Hi my little Brushflies, welcome back to my channel, Brushfly MUA. If you're new here, hi. My name is Mercedes, I'm the face behind Brushfly MUA. If you are new, remember to hit that subscribe button. If you're not, welcome back and welcome to Vlogmas. I'm just making sure I haven't got lipstick everywhere. So yeah, welcome back to Vlogmas, where today is my end of year declutter video, where I'm going to be decluttering some makeup that has just not worked out how I wanted it to, or I've lost the love I once felt for it, and you know, it needs to either go to a better home or be binned because it's reached the end of its sell by. So yeah, let's dive straight in. Do excuse the fact that I have a cold, and excuse the random Christmas makeup. It was for Christmas. Yeah. Okay, so the first thing I'm decluttering is this sponge. I actually cannot remember where I got it from. But I'm decluttering it because it feels like a brick. When I soak it and then try to apply my makeup with it, it literally feels like I'm bashing a brick on my face. So I do not like this sponge. Cannot remember for the life of me where it came from. Where I've got a cold, you know, my brain's a bit muddled, so it might come back to me eventually, but at the moment, I don't know where this came from, but I don't like it and it needs to go. Next up I have two primers. So this is the Be by Superdrug Pre-Makeup Primer. I did used to really like this one, but I found that the consistency in the formula was too heavy for my skin and it would just break me out horrendously. Ever since I stopped using it, I'm not breaking out as much. So I definitely think that this one is not something I want to keep in my collection. So this one has to go. And the same for the Body Shop Insta Blur Primer. This one my lovely friend Ellie gave me, but she had it for some time. I've had it for some time, but it's the same kind of consistency as this one, so they're just too heavy for my skin and break me out. Next up I have an xxxx Revolution highlighter in the shade Excess Luster. To be honest, this is not a horrendous highlighter. I just have so many highlighters. Like Birchbox Towers behind me, at the top there are 3 full drawers full of highlights and I only have one face. But I decided to get rid of this one because it's the one I reach for the least, but also whenever I have worn it, it does show up quite a bit of texture on my skin. So yeah, it's not one that I want to keep, and xxxx Revolution is actually the brand from Revolution that I like the least. So, you know, I don't feel sad about getting rid of this one. Next up I have a soap brow, or brow soap from I Heart Revolution. It's a chocolate one and it looks like a little sardine tin. It's super cute. They sent me this in PR, but for me it just does not work. It looks like I have brow dandruff. So I don't like that. I won't use it. My daughter's used it, she said the same thing, so it just needs to go. Then I have a cranberry jelly highlighter duo from I Heart Revolution. Got this from a Christmas set last year, and it's kind of the same problem with the xxxx Revolution one. I just have too many highlighters. They're not shades I gravitate towards, but also when I have used them lately, they just show up way too much texture and I'm not a fan of that, so decluttering that one. Then I have a lip liner from Revolution Relove. I got this from their advent calendar recently, and I have to say some of their lip liners I actually like and I'm keeping. They work fine, but this one, it pulled and tugged at my lips. It wasn't very comfortable to use. The colour didn't really pair up very well with the lipsticks I have. So yeah, I'm just going to declutter this one because it's not my favourite. Then I have a Burberry like face illuminator thing. It's a bit too dark for me. Plus I've had it quite a long time. My friend Ellie gave it to me and she had it for quite some time. It says it's only got a 12-month sell by date. She definitely gave it to me over a year ago. So I think it's time to say goodbye because I don't really want to use anything on my skin that could potentially break me out. So although it looks beautiful and like the packaging you could kind of just keep just for like display purposes, I don't need it in my life at the moment. Next up, from xxxx Revolution, I have these two liquid lips. So they are from the Matrix collection. There's Neo and Trin. They are both black. One's a matte and one's a gloss. These were awful. I put them in my product fails lately. I wore them on Halloween they were awful. They bled all out my lips. I was literally eating lipstick all night. It just peeled. It was disgusting. It's the worst formula for liquid lips I've ever tried. And like, I used to think Kylie Cosmetics ones were not great, but even they're better than this. This is just awful, so they have to go. And keeping with the Matrix and XX Revolution, the Trinity Luxe eyeshadow palette I'm going to be decluttering. Although the packaging looks amazing, and I think once upon a time I completely loved this palette because of the packaging, the pigmentation is not that great. I have tried to play with it quite a few times recently, and whenever I've created a look with it, I'm just not happy. I'm not having a good makeup day, so I think it's better off just not being in my collection. There's no point in keeping stuff that doesn't work for me. Then I have the number 7 Dazzle and Glow Face and Eye Palette. Now, I only reviewed this one recently, and while I really like the blush and the highlighter, the eyeshadows were awful. I didn't like them. They held no pigmentation really. Just very lackluster. So I'm probably going to pass this one on to maybe my mum or my nan or someone. I'll see if they would like it for the blushes. I know my mum doesn't really do eyeshadow, but she might want the blush and the highlight. So it is kind of like a nice little compact, but it just didn't work for me. And again, I don't see the point in keeping makeup that I'm not going to use. Then I have a number 7 eyeshadow primer. I have a lot of eyeshadow primers at the moment. This one's only got a 6-month life. I've had it for a lot longer than that. I've used some of it and it has been okay, but I keep leaning towards my P. Louise one, and that's still got so much left in it, and I've got a few new ones from advent calendars recently, so I don't feel the need to keep this one anymore. Then I have a concealer from Revolution. This is the Conceal and Hydrate. This one was just way too heavy for my skin. Like, way too heavy. It was ridiculously cakey, so I did use it as an eye primer, and it did work really well. But the formula has started to change. You know, it's just really caked up and gunky. It's sort of gone dark inside, so I don't know whether it's gone bad. There isn't actually a lot left in there, to be honest, and I just haven't used it for such a long time. It's pointless. It's sitting there. And another one, or the last one I'm going to be decluttering today, is the Huda Beauty, the Overachiever Concealer in Cotton Candy. This oxidizes, I was going to say oxygenate, but that's not the right word. This oxidizes so badly. By the end of the day, I look like I've been completely tangoed. You know, I put it on and I think, yeah, it's a really nice match. It's really good. By the end of the day, I look cakey and orange, and it's not a good look. So this one has to go. I might pass it on to someone else and see if they might like it, but you know, for me, it's not a great look. So yeah, those are all the products that I'm going to be decluttering this Christmas. I try to declutter fairly consistently, not because I like to waste products, but I like to keep control of my collection. I don't like to let it get too out of hand. So yeah, for the moment, that is what I'm decluttering. I might do another one in the new year if needs must, but at the moment I'm fairly happy with the collection I have. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one.